Sonic Adventure versus Sonic Adventure 2.
Over the past few weeks, we've gone through the pros and cons of both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. If you didn't see those videos, go watch them, then come back here. The debate as old as time is finally going to be put to a rest today. Which Sonic Adventure is truly better? This is no longer a matter of opinion. This is a black and white question. If you at any point in this video disagree with me, do not click off, please. Please actually just keep watching. Comment down below your own thoughts and I will try to come up with a counter, or maybe I'll even agree with you. Without further ado, let's start with Sonic Adventure 1's story. I mentioned in my Adventure 1 video that the story of Chao, genocide, and chaos is beyond incredible. But how does it hold up against a story of imposters, mystery, and acceptance? Well, for starters, I believe 1's approach of having 6 mini-stories overlapping into one bigger story is a fantastic idea. However, I don't think it was executed as fantastically. The idea falls apart if not all the stories add a whole lot to the main plot, or if they're just uninteresting. For example, if Amy didn't exist, I don't see anything changing whatsoever from this game. A pet frog plays a bigger part in the story than Amy did. At points, Adventure 1 just has too many moving pieces and some of them just jam up the machine. Adventure 2 also has multiple stories to help build up the plot. This time, however, they took a different approach to the idea. Instead of each character having their own side story, Adventure 2 has you experience both sides of the same story. Halo 5 should take notes, because you don't just find yourself cheering for one side here. The dark story is just as compelling, and the characters are just as fleshed out and understandable. 2 is definitely a lot easier to understand, but it's also just flat out insane. A hidden rocket ship in an ancient pyramid? An old man being gunned down on live TV? Who came up with this plot? That's not to say that the story isn't good, it's just very jarring at times. Even though it's super intense, it somehow works with the higher stakes of the story. The foreshadowing is great in Adventure 2, the backstories are great, the villains are great, everything about the story is incredible. You thought I was going to say great again. But in the end, I think I'm going to have to give the story to Adventure 2. I really do want to give it to Adventure 1, but I just can't. There are too many nuances and unneeded events to cause this plot to crumble for me. Meanwhile, 2 just keeps me engaged and gets right to the point. Both adventure games have 6 main characters, but since I did count Tikal, Eggman, and Chaos before in the Adventure 1 video, I'll include them in this debate as well. For starters, Sonic Adventure 2 wins. It's just not even close. There's some characters like Gamma, Tikal, and even Chaos that make it a closer fight, but in the end, 1's characters are just very surface level. You could argue that the characters in Adventure 2 would be nothing without them, and to that I say, yeah, you're right. I even mentioned in the first video that this was the template for all Sonic characters going forward. If you still don't understand my decision, think about it this way. Adventure 1 has Amy and Big. Adventure 2 has Shadow. You starting to catch my drift here? On a more serious note, 2 is a lot more of a character-based game in contrast to 1 being a more action, big picture kind of game. For example, look at Eggman. In 1, he has almost zero character or personality behind him. And then look at Eggman in Adventure 2, and it's like night and day. We get to see Eggman's more emotional side, learn about his past, and we get to walk in his shoes. It's really not a fair criteria for comparison, but characters are important, and Adventure 2 just did them better. Now, while comparing characters might seem a bit unfair, animation might actually be even more unfair. You know, with the difference of technology and all that stuff. And yet somehow, I still find it to be a close debate. The look of both games are still iconic, and somewhat hold up today. There are parts of each game that I prefer over the other. For instance, Tails' whole playstyle was changed, and with it came new, empty animations. No more awesome flying animation, no more sprint or idle animation, but also no more hideous spin attack. Or even look at Sonic's animations. He still leans into his spins, the way he recovers from his jump is awesome, his sprint got improved, and his overall look in this game is just cooler. Not everything is deep or methodical, it's just some things just look cool. Here's a pros and cons list of each game. And now here's who I think is better. I'm not picking Adventure 2 because of the polygon improvements. I'm picking Adventure 2 because of how much more they focus on Sonic and Shadow's animations, and the overall look of the stages. while yes, the mech gameplay isn't comparable to Gamma's incredible animations, I think Adventure 2 has the more iconic look to it, and it's more consistent as well. Gameplay is a funny topic when it comes to a Sonic title, because while it should be a simple thing to execute, Sega has found many ways to struggle. Both these games are examples of them struggling, but also great examples of what Sonic should play like. Adventure 1 has Amy and Big, and 2 has the exploration stages, maybe even the mechs. All of those are the cause for some of the worst experiences I've had playing a video game, period. It really is an impressive feat for both games to have some of the best stages in Sonic, and also some of the worst. To get down into specifics as to which game actually feels better, we're just gonna focus on the speed gameplay. 1 has some really cool stages, but Sonic can feel a bit slippery at times. 2 has grinding rails and also better upgrades, but going into a roll will stop your momentum. This truly is a debate about preference when you come down to it, and I personally just prefer Adventure 2. Just for Sonic though, Tails and Knuckles are much better in Adventure 1, but 2 also has the Shadow stages, which are awesome and just double the amount of speed stages you get to play, and that's all I want to play in these games. The soundtrack. This is like picking a favorite child, the firstborn or the secondborn. Both have very similar vibes to them, and both have incredible themes to them. The same singers, same genres, same epic feeling during every boss fight. For me personally though, I always find myself going back to Adventure 2's soundtrack. Like I said in 2's video, For True Story, the boss fight for Sonic and Shadow's theme, is my all-time favorite Sonic track. This could easily have gone to Adventure 1, but this is my personal opinion, and if you pick Adventure 1, I understand, and that's okay. I could pick it too. There's really not much to say about their soundtracks. They're both incredible. I'd rate them both about like 8 or 9s. So it's hard. It's a hard pick, but this is a toss-up. But I'm picking 2. I really expected to pick Adventure 1 for at least a few of the topics, but while writing and coming up with notable aspects of each game, Adventure 2 just kept taking the win, even by the slightest edge. Not to mention, I experienced way less bugs and glitches in Adventure 2. I expected this video to be a whole lot longer also, but it's either you get it or you don't. If you're looking for me to name something specific that I didn't hear, I probably talked about it in either of the videos about the games, so check those out. And feel free to comment down below your own personal thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed and or understood my take in this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one. There's no fucking way. Dude, there's no fucking way. It happened twice. Dude, there's no way. I did it twice. Oh my god. I'm trapped. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Let me out.